Hi Amraji, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Hey Julia, thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity.
So Amraji is joining us from Cameroon and she's doing some wonderful work in her local community. So Amraji, do you want to tell my viewers about the work you're doing?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Amarachi. I'm actually Nigerian, but I currently stay at Cameroon. Yeah, Douala to be precise. So I run an organization for children. Now the aim of this is the name of my organization is Speak Up Initiative. And we are on a mission to raise awareness. We're on a mission to equip parents, to equip children, to equip teachers with the right knowledge, against child sexual abuse, where they can protect themselves, where they can protect the kids around them. Because a lot of times I hear people say things like, it's not my child, so it's not my business, which shouldn't be so.
Yeah.
It's a responsibility of every adult, when you see children around you who are doing things the wrong way and you know better, you're in the right position to equip them with knowledge. You're in the right position to correct their ideologies about things in the sweetest way you can. Yes. So we're on a mission to ensure that children are equipped with this knowledge, because sometimes parents do not know about this. So we want to equip parents with the knowledge. We want to equip children with the knowledge. We want to equip caregivers, equip teachers, with this knowledge. So wherever, because these are the places, the areas where you see children a lot. So whenever they come in contact with kids, it's such things going on in their life, they have the right response to it. Yeah. That's part of what we do.
So Amraji, why did you choose, what was the reason behind working in this sector?
Okay, so I think I've actually had an opportunity to work with kids. Since when I was much younger, I always train children. I do skills a lot. So I make bags with fabrics. We send to different countries. So in the process, kids who are interested in skills, I wanted to train them. So I worked in an organization that helped children, Baumitat. So we're training children. So I got into the child sector where I could relate with children one-on-one. And it was beautiful. Like, these humans are amazing. They look all very scary at first because of their various tantrums and all. But over time, I really got to get into their space and I love what they were doing. So I think I stumbled on a video that was 2020, around January, where a child was raped. Like, I could say a baby because she was barely 3.
Oh, okay.
So I saw that video and I wept. Like, I just couldn't comprehend the fact that an adult, could do that to a child. It was so heartbreaking. I wept that day and I just wanted to know what I could do. So over time, I had to, get involved in a lot of courses. Over time, I had to volunteer for one thing or the other to equip myself with more knowledge. Not like I didn't have this knowledge, but I wanted to know it in a more professional way. How to go about this, how to help parents, how to help children, how to prevent things from happening. And as a Nigerian, if you work with our statistics, during the lockdown, even all over the world, but let me just speak for Nigeria right now, we had one of the highest rates of sexual abuse.
True.
Oh God. So a child was being raped by a father, a brother, grandfather, and it's so bad because we do not have equipped facilities like other countries. We do not have structures that can help these children. A lot of times the parents are too scared to even speak up because whoever they might be standing against might be more powerful, might be more influential. So they have to sit back with their shame. So in that kind of society, it's better you don't even allow your child get to that point where your child can go through such. It's better you prevent your child from even getting to that point. That's why I tell parents a lot. A lot of parents tell me, it can't happen. I said, you're right, it can't happen. But you cannot be everywhere with your child. These children goes to school, they are with friends. Sometimes they even sneak out without telling you. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But then there are times where even if your child sneaks out without telling you, there'll be a level of, even if you are worried, but there's a level of, okay, at least I know what my child is capable of doing. I know that even if my child gets to this point, my child is equipped to an extent to know what to do, how to do it, and in the way that it should be done.
Yeah.
So that's what pushed me into it. I saw a lot of problems around me, and I needed to just come up with a solution to help. Yeah. So over time, we've had some trainings. We've gone to schools in Nigeria where we've trained. Right now I'm in Douala, I'm in Cameroon, Douala. So we're trying to do that because over time I had some personal things that came. So we had to pause for a while, before. But right now we're back on track and we are open for lots of donation partnerships with a lot of organizations, just to ensure that this atrocity, this reality is, stopped and prevented from happening to kids.
I agree. So I think you're doing a fantastic work and best of luck with that. And lastly, let's talk about the challenges you've faced doing this work.
Okay. Yes. Well, Julia, honestly, the challenges are quite, something else, but we're trying to manage, even though that there are challenges that you really cannot run through or run from. You have to stand them and look at them eyeballs to eyeballs and tell them, I'm going to defeat you, So some of the challenges we have are finances, in terms of our finances. A lot of times when we get into schools, when we get to talk with parents, when we get to work with people, we are challenged in the aspect of finances in having adequate resources to provide the equipment that they might need. We're working on some books for children. We're working on some things for children. And we have to give these things out so they can read. Okay, but then we need to publish them. Yes. We need to, because not everyone is on the internet.
Yes, true.
I know that we are in a digital space, but there are a lot of people that even if you give them, emails or ebooks, they might really not take it as serious as when they have it in a soft copy. Yeah. So because our target audience, the people who in question, we are looking out to, trying to reach out to, are children, parents, caregivers. Now, kids will want things that will be all cartoon, I don't know, in the whole cartoon-like. So we're trying to come into that space where we can have books that children could see, like when they see their Barbies and see their Superman and they are willing to, oh, mommy, I want that, so they could have such information to attract them. Then for parents to create resources where they can have access to read these things, so we need finances able to reach a wider audience. Yes. To be able to, so when we go to rural areas, we can give them, they can read, they can be equipped, they can know what to do, how to do it in the way it should be done, So that's it, honestly, that's it. Because finances will cover every other thing in terms of internet, logistics, a whole lot.
Yeah, true, very true. So I think you're doing a great work, and I think which is need of the day, and you're doing a wonderful work, and I really appreciate what you're doing. And thank you so much for giving me this interview. I'm sure the viewers would love to hear about the work you're doing. And there are a lot of NGOs and a lot of women who has been part of my channel may want to tie up with you and, do some work together. Yeah. So good luck with that.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you so much.
And for the viewers who are joining this channel for the first time, we have wonderfully amazing girls like Amarachi on this platform on a regular basis. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe. Thank you so much.
Yeah.